Hello. We have Arizona Rose and her husband, Gerald Bottom.
Yes.
Yes. So tell me, guys, how'd you guys meet?
The most loaded question on
Yeah, okay. Well, I was trying to start off slow, but I guess it's not really slow.
No, literally nothing about our life has been slow.
No, nothing.
How long have you guys been together?
Since October 2019 is when we kind of first met. Yeah. However long that's been.
3.5 years?
Yeah, and kind of off and on and stuff, because, there was a whole process to us.
All right, then dive into it. Tell me, what's the process? How that happened?
Well, it started with me being a hooligan on Tinder. I was married, and we were looking for a boyfriend. We had done 3-ways and stuff before, and kind of always been active in the lifestyle.
Okay.
But we wanted someone consistent. We wanted to be with the same person each time we kind of messed around.
So you were looking more for a poly relationship?
Yeah, looking for
friends with benefit.
Yeah, friends with benefits, and a boyfriend, but it's a loose term boyfriend. We weren't really even sure what it looked like. We just kind of wanted to find somebody that we could be consistent with and also be friends with.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of best of both worlds situation.
Right.
Like a true friends with benefits.
Yeah. And then this guy was on Tinder for 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And had one photo posted.
So you just made your
I never had a Tinder before in my entire life.
Okay.
And again, I'm 35. We missed that era. We missed the dating app era. I was married in my early 20s, so I didn't have the dating app thing. And I downloaded Tinder. Had it up for one day.
Had one photo.
And it wasn't even of my face. It was of my shoulder.
It was literally just his jaw, where you could see that he had a beard, and it came down right here. It's a circle, and it comes down right here onto his collarbone and his shoulder, and just like that.
I was in shape then.
He was.
Oh, were you? Nice.
He was flexing his shoulders real nice. Let me just tell you. I'm a sucker for shoulders, and beards. You know what I mean? Some nice shoulders and some nice beards. So I could just tell that I was like, ooh, yeah, there's a pretty good chance that guy's hot.
So
there wasn't even a bio.
No, I had no bio. And I had it for an entire night and had 0 matches. And I was like, this is dumb. And I got up the next morning to delete the app. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. And I opened up the app, and I had 1 like. And I opened up the profile, and it was hers. And I immediately was like, this is a bot. The pictures are too hot. This chick is
apparently
fake.
Tinder just is
and I was like, okay, I'm going to entertain this bot. I don't know why I would think that would be fun.
You know what though? I had a Bumble account for a short period of time, and the same thing. Everybody was convinced I was a bot.
Yes, I have so many accounts banned on different dating apps because they swear I'm not real. I'm literally not even that cute. I'm barely pass for cute. I'm definitely not bot level.
Yeah, the supermodel.
Yeah,
I got you.
But anyway, I swiped up, and we matched. We chatted for a little bit, but we exchanged Snapchats.
Yeah.
And
so you knew that she was married at this point?
I had a bio.
So were you weird about her being
No, because at the time I was closeted, but I was bisexual, pansexual.
No, I'm just saying her being married to begin with, that wasn't, you didn't,
no.
You kind of was cool, best of both worlds.
Well, he was okay with it being
because I was okay with it casual. I was okay with the casual thing. I wasn't looking for anything serious. I wasn't. Yeah. I was just getting out of a marriage. I wasn't looking for another I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, he was just on there as a hookup app.
Just to get over the marriage.
No strings attached, kind of separating himself from the past life and that kind of stuff.
She was gonna be my rebound.
Yeah, literally. He was that'll be fun for a minute.
And I don't have to worry about it.
And you don't have to worry about it because she's married.
Yes. And that was my whole thing. Is if this blows up in my face, it's safe. Yes. And I needed safe. I needed that in my life. I needed some safe consistency. But we matched. We talked for a couple days, but it fizzled out completely.
Well, because we exchanged Snapchats, and there was from the time that we had matched to the time that it kind of fizzled out was like 2 weeks max.
Yeah. Okay, so you and your ex had never had that kind of relationship.
Not that kind of relationship. We had a lot of sexual encounters.
Of just like
with other guys and stuff. And and had gone that route, but never had like tried to form a bond with any of them. And that's what, was kind of the goal.
Okay.
So
it was like 2 weeks at most. And then we stopped talking for at least another 2 weeks. It was a while. And then I post some song on my Snapchat story, and he swiped up and just kind of started chatting with me about it. And then
music that we had in common.
Yeah, music that we had in common.
Yeah.
Like Cottonmouth Kings kind of music. That...
You know what? You had to do it, didn't you? You just had to.
It was actually Ghost.
It was Ghost, yes.
But, and then we never stopped chatting from there. Neither of us have shut up since.
Like, our phone didn't turn off. Like,
no.
It was a genuine, this is
I like this.
This is something. Yeah. There was an instant connection. We genuinely chatted. We
made that like connection over the music, and then like realized how much other stuff we had in common.
Yeah.
So we just kind of like started snowballing on it. So then we went on a date, and I had no intentions of sleeping with him on this first date.
None.
Or anything. I just went.
Yeah, the intention.
It was even a lunch date.
It was even a lunch date. Yeah.
Like, so then you're saying you did because you didn't have the
intention
of it?
Technically it would be a second date.
Okay.
Because, like, it wasn't at the lunch date.
You moved on. It was the same day.
Yeah. It was like, this was fun. Let's have another date.
Yeah. No, the lunch date went really well. And, like, we just talked and talked and talked. And, I was like, wow, like, this guy's even cooler than I thought. Like, it's, it's real in person, too. And we were automatically very open with each other about just, like, our lives and reality of things and, like, where we were at in our lives and stuff like that. And it all just flowed very easily. Mm-hmm. And then I started to bring my husband into the picture after I had kind of, like...
Yeah, we were together for, like, 3 or 4 days, like, actually...
Yeah, I was like, okay, like, this guy, my ex-husband, he worked all the time. And, like, also was not a social butterfly. I was for sure the one that was going to be going out and vetting these people. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So after I had vetted a bit, and I was like, nah, like, we like him. We like this one. We can keep this one.
Okay.
Started introducing and stuff. And then we kind of became like a throuple in a whole, like...
Yeah.
We moved in.
Yeah.
Moved in. Yeah. Shared the same bed.
Yeah, we all three slept in the same bed for a while.
Oh.
We just cuddled a lot.
Okay.
It was...
And your ex-husband was just, bi-curious at this point?
Yeah, he was bi-curious. He defined himself as bi, but also didn't.
Your head shake. You're like, no.
At the same time, like...
It was genuinely a bi-curious thing.
He flipped back and forth.
And it was only when the mood struck.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, it was like one of those taboo things, and like, I'm in that headspace right now, and that's what I want.
He would, like, never define himself outwardly as such, I don't think, until now, obviously. But, like, before that, and before people knew that we were in a throuple and stuff, it wasn't really something that he talked about, and I think that he probably held a lot of shame, you know? But yeah, it was definitely very bipolar.
How did you feel coming into that situation?
I was going to do whatever it took to be with her.
Okay, that's my question. So you were just like, I really like her.
He's like, this other human is good enough, like, that I can...
It's fine.
Yeah.
So going into the situation, were you kind of thinking this was a long-term thing, or were you
I literally had no fucking clue what I was doing. Like, we had no intention of the boyfriend or the whoever, the friends with benefits, whatever it is, we had no intention of them originally moving in. But it became something that, like, he needed somewhere to stay, and we had the space and, like, literally no reason not to, other than the fact that, like, if we just didn't want to. But we did. Like, it just kind of happened.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, definitely flying by the seat of my pants through that, and, like, ideally, would it have been something that lasted, like, forever? In that moment, that probably was my hopes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's kind of what I at least hoped for. And, like, I think anytime you're in a relationship, you're going to hope that it is real.
What you
forever.
think it is.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And like, so that was there, but like otherwise, just had no fucking clue.
No, when we first started, it was made very clear to me that like this is a friends with benefits thing. You are very much not
an
like
accessory to their marriage.
Not unicorn. Yes, you know what I mean, like a little bit of a step up from like what a unicorn is.
Which is like was very confusing for me because I didn't like feel that the connection was so much stronger.
Yeah.
That like I didn't feel that way, so it was hard for me to ever even act like that either.
Yeah, the boundaries.
But
they were blurred from
Yes.
Yeah, but my ex did. It was very hard line for him. Even though it was always a constant reassurance that he wanted him around. There was a lot of like I don't know, a lot of sketch ass situations.
Oh my god.
That
I was put in a lot of uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, I was put in a lot of uncomfortable situations. It did like go sour, and it was very unfortunate because it could have been such a cool thing, and he would tell us that he wanted it over and over again, and then he would have like a manic day, and all of a sudden he didn't want it anymore, and he needed to be gone. But then the next day he could come back, and it was like very toxic. And honest to God, being with somebody, aka new partner, who was treating me so well, but so naturally. It wasn't like a try hard thing. I mean, now like he literally still treats me the same way now. So like having that experience, I realized exactly how abusive my ex was to me. And like it really opened my eyes because when you just say that like I was in a marriage with a man and I brought another man in, I left the first man and
you sound like the bad guy.
I sound like an awful fucking person, or that I don't have a heart, or that I didn't, that I wasn't actually in love with him, or that I am selfish or whatever. But like there's so much more to it, and there's so much of it that like you kind of had to be there because you didn't see him punching the holes in the walls, and you didn't see him lashing out the way that he did, and like those experiences that kind of happen, and like the things that were physically inflicted upon me, and like it was just a mess. And also, I mean, I would like to point out that I'm a pretty cool person. I'm clearly in the lifestyle. I clearly am pretty open to like a lot of sexual experiences and encounters and stuff.
And you haven't wanted to leave him over.
Yeah. Right. And like, but my ex would cheat on me literally all the time. Like, bro, we could just do it together, or you could just talk to me, or we could. Oh. There's so many things, but
so we talked about that a lot on here, is how like it is cheating. You may be in an open relationship, but there are ground rules and there are boundaries.
Communication is
if you're lying, or if you set boundaries in what you expect from your partner in this situation, 100% is cheating. And so if he's out doing stuff that was not discussed,
he was just chronically cheating on me. Literally, I was with him for like 10 years, and I kid you not, it was probably at least once a year that I would catch him.
And that's just the ones you caught.
Yeah.
And she stayed.
And I know, I just kept staying.
She kept staying.
There were so many times that like I would be talking about stuff and I'm like thinking it's totally normal, or like just rolling my eyes like, yeah, I know, so annoying. And he's like, what?
Yeah, when she was telling me like their past history, after like our first couple manic episodes, I started to raise red flags because I never had a genuine connection with him. Like we were cool, like we were friends. We were friendly, and like we were okay in the bedroom like most of the time. And everything was fine. It was fine. Yeah. But then after the first couple manic episodes, I looked at her and I was like, there's some red flags here. Can we talk about this? And we started talking through like history, and I was like, that's a red flag.
Yeah, because you're just saying it nonchalant.
So this guy was like literally my high school sweetheart. Okay. Like I had been with him since I was 15 years old, and we had a very traumatic early part of our relationship in the first place because of restrictions from my parents and involvement in that way, like during teenage years. They didn't want me with them. They saw the red flags and I swore they weren't there. Same story. But yeah, so I was very attached. I'm a very loyal person by nature. Yeah. I had fought for so long, like literally begging him to marry me, even after he constantly cheated on me and like was very emotional.
That trauma bonding, man.
Yes. Dude, so and like it's real, and like it gets in your head and you don't even realize it. Like And that's why, like, once I did realize, I was like, I can't stay in this relationship unless you, like, do a 180. We actually all, like, separated, kind of, like...
Us three?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had another meltdown.
Yeah.
It was another manic night, and the next morning I woke up, and I was in such a low about it all, and he was really, really bad. And, like, couldn't get out of it. We had, like, this day planned together. We were going to do some activities. And the whole time he was just in a low. And she snapped at him and was like, listen, like, you got to knock it off. Like, turn your light. Like, stop. This isn't working, dude. Like, it's not working. Yeah. And I came to her and I told her, I said, I don't feel right. I feel like the homewrecker. I feel like
He's been made to feel uncomfortable,
and
which was just making me more mad. So I'm like, how fucking dare you treat this person who has been nothing but amazing to both of us, regardless of your blow-ups and your this and your that and your bipolar ass, like, has been nothing but amazing. And you're going to make him feel this way? Like, that made me so mad. And of course, obviously, I'm in love with the guy, so, like, that doesn't help the whole defensiveness side of things. But...
yeah, I went...
Were you guys saying I love you and stuff at this point?
Yeah, we've been together for months.
Yeah.
Oh,
in the same bed, like, every morning kiss you goodnight, like, we would lay in bed and snuggle together to sleep.
A real throuple.
Like, legitimate. Like,
and that's why it was so confusing.
We introduced, we even met his dad.
Yes.
Like, as, like,
went
we're
to dinner with
couple
his
now.
family.
Like, he, like,
we would go
flew
hang
his
out
dad in, and, like, we would go hang out
at my family's house as, like, a throuple, and, like, we would host parties here, and, like,
everybody knew in our life, like
it was a thing.
People went to Arizona, how lucky she is, and oh my gosh, like, this is crazy. Like, you got the storybook life, and
yeah. And I'm like, like, it's all fine and dandy because I got two men that love to take care of me, except one of them can't decide if this is actually what he wants, but he swears it is, and I'm very confused. Like, it was a very, very confusing.
When you finally left the situation, was it was it a blow up? Or was he understanding?
Yes and no. So I had caught him cheating on me again when we were supposed to be working on things. Okay, quote.
After you were gone.
After he had, so
you moved out.
So Gerald moved out, and we were supposed to be working on things. I can tell you right now, I was having a hard time having an open heart because at this point, so much damage had been done, and my switch had been flipped. And I wasn't seeing genuine, like, changes.
At this point, though, you're in love with somebody who treats you better than
exactly.
that. And that's
what I'm having a hard time, like, choosing something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I was having a hard time. We were sleeping in separate rooms, but still living in the same house together. Just kind of, like, living separate lives. Except that, you know, we were trying to be a little more intentional with how we handled things, and he was supposed to be trying
be more of an adult.
To be more of an adult because I always had to do everything for him.
Because you're begging him at this point. Yeah.
But then I found out that he was literally sitting next to me on the couch, and he was trying to talk to me. That we were coming up on our 2-year wedding anniversary, and he was talking to me about wanting to plan something for the anniversary, which this was him trying to be different and trying to make an initiative. And, like, so for a second, you know, I'm like, oh, you brought this up, like, very interesting, except it was a very brief second because simultaneously he is cheating on me on his phone, messaging what he thought was a couple on Grindr. It was actually us because we knew that he was on Grindr and we were setting him up. I literally had everything. I mean, I know how to talk to him, obviously. Been with him for a long time, so.
Baited him easily.
Baited him pretty easily, which, I don't know, you might say that, like, baiting him into it isn't very fair, but also...
cheating on you consistently
it's not very fair that he was on that site in the first place.
Yeah.
So.
Consistently doing this to you?
Yeah. No.
Less than a week later.
Yeah. And the audacity to be sitting right next to me and be like, what are we doing for our anniversary? While simultaneously making plans to cheat on me that weekend.
Well, no, like, I was the one texting.
Yeah,
him. while she was sitting next to her, so like there's no suspicion here. And
because it shows like the distance or whatever.
She's literally texting me saying, "Yo, this man is talking to me about our honeymoon, like our
so you're like, here's a screenshot.
And then she goes, text him and see if I'll send you a So I texted him and said, hey, send me a picture right now. He got up, went into the bathroom mid-conversation, took a picture and come back out and sent it to me. Like, he was brash.
And I like this, at this point, I had been pushed like past my limit. Like, I was over it. I was mad. Himself. I was fucking mad.
Yeah.
Like, like, bro, you're supposed to be trying harder. And I'm mad. And he's still in the bathroom. And I was like, hey, babe, can you come here? And if you go pee in the bathroom right now, I can hear your pee hitting the water in the toilet. Okay, the wall is very thin. He had peed and flushed and then just sat in there for a minute. And I was like, he's deleting everything. Just in case, that's why I called him out here. I already know he's deleting everything. And so I was like, what is taking you so long? Like, come here.
Yeah.
And so he comes out, and I was like, is there anything that you feel like maybe we should talk about right now? And you know when a girl says that.
It's over.
They already know.
They know everything.
Can we talk?
Yeah, they know everything. So you better just be honest, right?
No.
So, no. He just tried to deny it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to scroll through these screenshots because you're not actually talking to a couple.
You're talking to Gerald.
Talking to Gerald.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like, I know, I've seen every message. Like, I know you already deleted it off your phone in there. I know you did. And, like, it is what it is. That's it, bro. Like, we're done here. Like, I'm so disappointed in so many ways. And this fucking sucks because we could have had something cool for a really long time. And, like, you just cannot. You can't. You can't respect me. You can't respect the boundaries. You can't respect a relationship. Like, so I was like, donezo at that point. And, like, kind of just called it. I mean, it took a while for us to kind of divvy out everything. It was a lot of years of life, like, living together. So just kind of divvying stuff out. I did keep most of it because I figure if he's going to fuck me over.
Then you earned it.
That I earned it.
Yeah.
And plus, like, I don't know, I decorated the house. I picked everything out. This is all my taste. Like, he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, this is my house. I made this bitch a home.
So how long after that did you move back? Like the next day?
Well,
pretty close.
He stayed here for a minute.
Ish. He stayed here for a minute and I left because it was easier that way. I started staying with Gerald. He had an apartment. So I started staying with him because I was working up in town and stuff anyway, and I don't know, it just was easier. I was like, all right, you got, you know, however many weeks I give you to, like, get out, like, figure out where you're going, like, and I even helped him find a place, like, I paid the deposit so he could take 2 of the 4 dogs, like, you know, try to, even though I shouldn't be helping this guy, but I just wanted him out of my house.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, the relationship's over. So,
that's what I'm saying.
So if you do anything after that point, you just are the catty one.
Yeah. Point? Like, it's over, but you need somewhere to go, and I know how to do that. So, like, I guess I can hold your hand one last time. You know, I've done everything for you up until now.
Yeah. He's a fan of yours?
Yeah, he's definitely a fan of mine, I guess.
He pays that sub price?
You know,
I mean,
he better at least be paying for it.
It's not just leaked content?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Or, like, just scrolling through my social medias or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He's kind of a cheap ass.